Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the African savannah to witness a truly epic showdown. This isn't just any wildlife encounter. It's a clash of titans, a story of courage, and a testament to the incredible bonds of family. We're talking about a troop of baboons versus the most fearless animal on the planet, the honey badger. Now, we all know the honey badger's reputation. It's the stuff of legends. They're notoriously tough, incredibly resilient, and they just don't back down from anything. Whether it's a venomous snake, a lion, or a whole hive of angry bees, the honey badger's attitude is always the same. Bring it on. Their thick, loose skin makes them almost impossible to injure, and their powerful jaws and claws are formidable weapons. They are the ultimate lone warriors of the animal kingdom, living by their own rules and fearing absolutely nothing. On the other side, we have the Shakma baboons. These are highly intelligent, social primates that live in large, complex troops. A baboon troop is a family, a community, and a well-organized unit. They forage together, they play together, and most importantly, they defend each other with fierce loyalty. The troop is led by a dominant male, an alpha, who commands respect and is responsible for the safety of his family. With their sharp canines and incredible strength, a group of adult baboons is a force to be reckoned with. They understand the power of numbers and teamwork. So, what happens when this unstoppable force, the honey badger, meets the immovable object, the protective baboon troop? Well, you're about to find out. Our story begins on a seemingly peaceful day. The baboon troop is going about its business. Some are grooming each other. Youngsters are playfully chasing one another, and others are foraging for roots and insects. It's a picture of domestic tranquility. But in the wild, peace is often just the quiet before the storm. Suddenly, a young baboon, curious and a bit naive, wanders a little too far from the safety of the group. Its attention is caught by something moving in the tall grass, and that's when it happens. Out of the brush emerges the honey badger. It's not exceptionally large, but it moves with an unmistakable confidence, a swagger that spells trouble. The badger isn't necessarily hunting the baboons, but it's encroached on their territory, and its path is taking it dangerously close to the vulnerable youngster. The young baboon lets out a sharp cry of alarm. It's a sound that instantly shatters the peace and puts the entire troop on high alert. Heads snap up. The playful chaos stops. Every single baboon is now laser-focused on the source of the danger. The alpha male, a magnificent, powerful primate, immediately charges forward. He's not alone. Several other large males, his lieutenants, are right behind him, barking aggressively and baring their formidable canine teeth. This is the moment of truth. The honey badger, confronted by a wall of angry, screaming baboons, has a choice to make. Any other animal its size would have turned tail and fled instantly. But this is a honey badger. It doesn't know the meaning of retreat. Instead of backing down, it faces the charging baboons, lets out a guttural hiss, and stands its ground. It's a breathtaking display of pure, unadulterated courage, or maybe just sheer insanity. The alpha baboon doesn't hesitate. He launches himself at the badger, trying to use his size and strength to overpower the smaller creature. The other males join in, surrounding the honey badger, trying to land bites and scratches. They're a whirlwind of fur and teeth, a coordinated mob intent on neutralizing the threat. Their goal is simple: protect the young one and drive the intruder away at all costs. But fighting a honey badger is like trying to grab a handful of water. It's everywhere and nowhere at once. The badger twists and turns within its loose skin, making it almost impossible for the baboons to get a solid grip. When a baboon does manage to bite down, the badger simply rotates inside its hide and sinks its own sharp teeth into the attacker. It's a master of close-quarters combat. It snaps, it claws, it screeches, fighting with a ferocity that is absolutely terrifying. The air is filled with the sounds of the battle, the deep barks of the baboons, the piercing screams of the honey badger, and the thuds of bodies colliding. Dust flies everywhere. The smaller baboons and females have retreated to a safe distance with the young ones, watching the dramatic scene unfold with wide eyes. Their champions, the big males, are engaged in a life-or-death struggle. For several minutes, the chaotic battle rages on. The baboons are relentless. They press their attack, using their numbers to their advantage, trying to overwhelm the badger through sheer force. The alpha male is at the forefront, taking the brunt of the honey badger's counterattacks, but refusing to yield. He knows the safety of his entire family depends on his leadership and bravery. He takes a nasty bite, maybe a deep scratch, but he fights on, his resolve unbroken. The honey badger, despite its incredible toughness, is starting to realize it might have bitten off more than it can chew. It's one thing to fight a single opponent, but it's another thing entirely to fight an organized, determined group that is constantly reinforcing itself. It's taking hits from all sides. While it's inflicting damage, it's also sustaining a barrage of attacks. The baboons are just too many, too strong, and too motivated. Slowly, but surely, the tide begins to turn. The honey badger, still fighting, still hissing, begins to back away. It's not a panicked retreat, but a strategic withdrawal. It continues to face its attackers, snapping at any baboon that gets too close, but it's giving ground. The baboons press their advantage, chasing it, harassing it, making sure it understands that it is not welcome here. They escort it, aggressively, right to the edge of their territory. Finally, the honey badger has had enough. He gives one last defiant hiss and disappears back into the tall grass from where it came. The baboons watch it go, their barks slowly subsiding. They stand there for a moment, chests heaving, adrenaline still pumping. The alpha male, bleeding but victorious, lets out a final, triumphant bark. The danger has passed. The troop slowly comes back together. The males check their wounds. The females and youngsters cautiously approached, and there's a flurry of social activity, grooming, reassuring touches, and soft calls. They're reaffirming their bonds, celebrating their collective victory. The young baboon that started it all is safely back in its mother's arms. A valuable and terrifying lesson has been learned. What we've just witnessed is so much more than a simple animal fight. It's a powerful story about the strength of family and the courage to protect it. The baboons showed us that teamwork and loyalty can overcome even the most formidable foe. And the honey badger, well, it just reminded us why it's a living legend. It may have lost this battle, but it walked away with its head held high, ready for its next adventure. Nature is truly incredible, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me on this wild journey today. What did you think of this epic encounter? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love incredible wildlife stories like this one, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We'll see you in the next video.